Hello and welcome back to another episode of Gregicality Skyblock Edition. In today's episode, I have been busy, about 16 crafting tables worth busy. But let's start with this. Check this out last. Firstly, I've made a farm right here because eventually I'm gonna need a bunch of seeds, so why not? It's a 9x9 farm with a water source in the middle. So, not to mention that I've been running low on apples and having bread as an alternative food source isn't bad. I can come here and pretty sure I can just do this. Right. So, let's do this one by one. I made 16 circuits of camera. That took a while. Here are all the machines I'm planning to build and stuff, or something in between. I have 16 circuits. Then I have the tier 2 storage module. This was a bit of a pain to craft, but if I put it inside of here, now we can store items in here freely. For now, I'm gonna just leave it be until we finish all this. Now then, we need tools for this. This is to make pumps, like so, and we need motors, wrench, and screwdriver. And here are the motors. In order to get the magnetic iron rod, I just used an electromagnetic separator, turn iron rods into electric iron rods for free. So I did that. Here it is in my machine line, like so. It didn't require any circuits to craft, so that was nice. Yeah. Now that then, here are the 24 motors, and if I place this, and this, we should be able to get 4 pumps. I've crafted all of these in batches. Also here are some small empty batteries, that's normal cables, and battery alloy plates. Battery alloy plates are made in a smeltery with lead and antimony. Here are LV machine holes, and these require, I think, motors. Yeah. So let's get crafting. This is the battery holder, the battery buffer. We can remove that. This is the canning machine. This is going to be used to fill the batteries, but I think I want to fill them. This is the cluster mill. This is the forming press. This is the chemical reactor. This is the flue. I'm missing a chest for this one. Do I have any on hand? I doubt it. Let's grab some logs. Like so. Also, let's put the sticks back. Boom, like so. And like so. And let's go back here and do fluid solidifier. The fluid extractor is missing pink here because it's right here. And now we're at the assembling machine. There's quite a lot missing here. If I do this and this, we need conveyors, and we also need piston arms, or whatever you call them, robot arms. Let's do this. To get robot arms, we need this and the pistons here. And to get conveyor belts, I'm really excited to get these, you need some of this and some of that. Before I get into the process of making all the stuff, actually, also this takes a second. I guess I can make, let's just see if I have any more cables here. I do, I have exactly enough, I think. I've also been earning a lot more steel of camera, because I used like a stack and a half, actually close to 2. in making all these machines. Now, where is my file? It's in here. I just can't see it for some reason. File. Yeah, I made a steel file because the other one kept breaking because I used it a lot. So let's also make the robot arms. Boom. That's another quest. And now we're only missing that. Let's put an ingot. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to get a conveyor module. In order to get a conveyor module, you need rubber sheet, electric motors, and tin cables. We've got tin cables and electric motors. However, how do you get rubber sheets? Well, you need to do some chemistry. You need to use a fluid solidifier or a smeltery, then metal bender. I'm just going to use a fluid solidifier. And you need liquid rubber. And to get liquid rubber, you need a chemical reactor, which uses raw rubber pulp, and sulfur. And in order to get raw rubber pulp, you need to extract sticky resin. And in order to get sulfur, you just need, actually there are many ways to do that. So, let's do a few more tin cables. Let's also grab this and this. Uses like so. Temporarily, I'm gonna increase the line here, like so. Let's also grab these, and I also gonna need to make a mold for the plate. So then, I need to put the chemical reactor here and the fluid solidifier right here. I'm also gonna have to use a wrench, and I'm gonna tell it. First, let's move this. I'm gonna hit this side. Now if I remove this, you should be able to see it right so. I'm also gonna do fluid output enabled, and that should be all we need. Now if we take 3 of this pulp and a bit of sulfur, check no other machine is running, have my soft hammer ready. It's gonna take a while. Thankfully we have a backleg of steam. And now let's see what it takes to make this mold. It takes 4 steel. Also look at the pile of dark ashes I've acquired. So many. Oh, I had slime balls in here. Didn't know that. Anyway, 4 plates. In the meantime, this is also nice and full of charcoal for my boilers. To be honest, I think with 4 high pressure boilers I'm able to keep up using my steam machines 24/7. Okay, the chemical reactor is done. I'm going to show you in a bit where it went. Frick, I think I wasted a coal. That's full on creosote, so I'm just going to break it. I've done a bunch more processing of camera of ores, so I don't need to smelt too much. Coal right there. Metal bender. And as you can see, if we check here, we have liquid rubber. Let's make another batch, just in case. Eventually we're gonna need to make these 24/7 again, because it's gonna be used to make wires instead of wool. Which at first I thought was a bit expensive, but not really. It became convenient. And like so, plate mold. And now if we wait for this to finish, also let me check. Alright. Yeah. Apart from the farm here, I haven't really done much. I grinded some wood, brought the sugarcane here, moved the smeltery, placed a bunch of crafting tables. But yeah, is this done? Yep. Now we should be able to put the plate mold. Also, the fluid solidifier, just like the wire mill in some occasions, tends to run out of power. At least in the LV age, but I'm not sure if it's gonna stop working Yeah, as you can see, it's working, but it doesn't have a backlog of power. And 18 rubber sheets. To be honest, I would have liked that to have been a lot more quests. Like for all the components and stuff. I guess here's the conveyor module quest. But oh well, that's alright, I suppose. And here are conveyors. And if I do this, wait, I need one more. If I do this, second conveyor, I should be able to craft the basic assembly machine, one of the most important machines apart from the circuit assembling machine. That's kind of funny. So what else do I need to do? I need to fill up the batteries. To be honest, I want to make 2 more machines, so I guess I should do those first. Let's explain how I got antimony a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, I electrolyzed stibnite, which we have a bunch of. If we do stibnite ore, you get that from a string mesh crash diorite. That's easy. I think I also got lead. Where is it? From centrifuge stuff from Galena, tiny piles of lead or something. Sorry, yeah, Galena can be centrifuged and gives tiny piles of lead. Small gears are just more crafting. This and this is done. I used impure piles of bornite to get cadmium. You'll see why in a bit, and that's a really common ore. Because I want to use the cadmium to make the batteries. Essentially, if we do every battery, there are 3 tiers. These are one use, so you don't want to use them. There's the small, reusable sodium battery, there's the lithium battery, there's the cadmium battery. And each one is better and better. So I decided to go for the top battery. If you press K, it should compress, like so. And now we have 8 cadmium. If we do fluid canning machine, do this, do that, we get small cadmium batteries. That's also why I made a battery buffer, because having a backlog of power is a really good idea in GregTech. So yeah, let's put the remaining stuff here. And now I guess I'm in a bit of a dilemma. Do I first want to move everything around and fix them, or do I first want to make these 2 machines? Well, before we do that, I want to show you this. I've gotten potassium. To get pure gold, you need potassium metabisulfite, and that requires potassium. To get that, I just used rock salt. Rock salt is again a really common ore. If I do rock salt ore, it's a string gravel, and it can be used in the 2-to-1 to get potassium and chlorine, both of which are extremely useful. I also did some water, as you can see. And alright then, let me craft these 2. These needs 1 circuit, 2 pumps, and 4 circuits. Alright, now I'm crafting the last few things, I think. Let me do this. I just crafted some rotors. This is where the pumps are made. What do they take? A wrench and a screwdriver. I can never find those things. Boom, 3 pumps. I guess I didn't need that screw. Like so. Here are also the circuits. I should have made a couple more, because some machines like the Meld, they do use 1 circuit inside of them. But that's alright. This takes a motor, it takes 2 circuits, and this takes 2 pumps, and also 2 circuits, 1 circuit. Yeah, and right then, now we need iron bars. To make iron bars, I can just use 3 iron rods. want to show you how the assembler works. Where is it? Also, I can't wait when we get to the point we can do roads more efficiently. Assembler, like so. This is running. So we need to configure it to 3, and boom boom. Now we have iron bars. This takes zinc foil and steel plates. We need actually a couple steel plates. If I do this, it can be made in biggest requires. Okay, how about this? Well, I need 8. No, I still need 9 plates per, so I need 18 plus this. This is disabled, alright. Let's start with you. And to get zinc foil, we need cluster mill 2 zinc plates. We do have zinc, don't we? Yeah. Let's smelt them down. Also, let's place our cluster mill. Again, depending on how much I use the machine, it either goes on the back or on the front. So yeah, this is nice. Let's go. This one's done, this one's done. Now we need to wait on this. In the meantime, we also need about 4 wrought iron. Also, I wanted to see what it takes to make fluid tanks, because we're gonna get into a bit of chemistry. And long story short, it's a no. To get this glass, we need reinforced glass, which requires glass and all of this. And it also requires borosilicate glass, which is all of this. Not to mention that it requires simple machine chassis, which requires an iron frame, which is like, okay, simple enough. It also requires simple machine parts, which take 16, and the alloy, which take invar and silver, and invar takes iron, and it's just not worth it, I'd say, at least at this point in time. Last of me. Oh, they need to be done to plates. Okay, fine. Also, the iron bar. Alright, using plates. Let's see how fast this is. It's relatively fast. Then foil. Like so. The air collector is basically a machine that collects air, surprisingly enough. But the reason we need air is because we can centrifuge it to get nitrogen, because we're gonna use nitrogen to get gold eventually. So, where is it? So I thought of that it would be nice to craft it now, rather than having to craft it later and starting this all back up, crafting more circuits and stuff. I literally crafted a bunch of things in batches. So yeah, this is done. Now, let's do this. 1, 2. Let's also do this. 1, 2. And this should be it. Yeah, mixer. That's gonna be really useful. And the air collector. Also, that's my math at that really. So, do we have anything in the inventory? We do, and I wouldn't want to lose it. So then, let's see what it takes to make tanks and what tanks there are found. We have, of course, the Gregicality ones. I guess we can make wooden tanks. There's the steel tanks. I guess we do have a lot of steel. There's also, I guess there's also cells, but that's expensive. Alright, tell you what. I'm gonna make a couple of steel tanks and wooden tanks. Like 3 steel. Let's see. Wow. Do we have any more liquids? I doubt it. So, and that also requires a lot of glass, which we don't have any. We go down here. Also, this has been disabled for a long time. I still haven't right now. Stuff. What this meeting. I also got a bit more netherite because eventually I want to get more soul from nether quartz. And to get netherite, you need to go take lava and a piece of redstone. And from what I've seen, there isn't an easy way to do this, even in the future. So, oh well. Right, well, what would now I just need to place all this. Also, let's go harvest the field. It's quite surprising how fast it grows. I guess, like with 80 crops, that isn't very surprising, but still. Let's see how much wheat we get from this thing alone. Oh, 45 wheat. Anyways, I'm gonna craft. I'm gonna get all these tanks and the machine. And just quickly, I wanted to show how the battery buffer works. If I'm not mistaken, we place it down next to it. We see where the dot is, and we point it to the opposite direction where we want our power to go. And also, if I move this, there should be another thing. If I do this, well, anyway, I should be able to stick it directly, and if it doesn't work, I'm just going to have to test it a bit. Now, if it's gaining power, that's what we want to see, and if we extend the line, and where is my favorite machines to put here, vending machine, it does get power. Now then, the reason why I wanted this is because since we have 4 batteries, it's going to act like 4 different energy sources, and thus it means we can run 4 machines at a time if all the batteries are full. Now, yes, we're going to lose some energy, however, this can fill 480,000 energy, so it's not significant. Now then, I'm going to place the machines off camera, and I'm going to explain all of them and what they do in the next episode. Until then, don't forget to like and my face. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see more, please let me know. Bye.